Greetings and welcome. Welcome to the Medium channel and welcome back for those of you that are here for the second part of our spiritual doubleheader here on a Sunday. And we have with us Kristina Day of the Spiritually Selfish channel. So, hi, welcome, Kristina. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Adam, and hi, everyone. Super excited to be here.
Yeah, we are excited to have you, and Spirit is very excited also. So, firstly, before I even do that, let me turn the pings off of my computer. So, welcome everybody. So, we're going to get started in just a minute. If you're watching this as a video, I just give the live people a minute or two to get their notifications, so that they don't miss out on any of the interview. But we have a very special guest, and I'm going to talk about her in a second. So, hi, Doreen of the Children's School of Yoga, and Michelle and Suzette and Lisa and Laura. Hi again, Laura. Hi, Michael. Hi again. and very good. So, about I don't know if you actually started your channel in 2020 like I did, or but I know when we started there was like a small group of us that were kind of we started, we had like maybe 2 subscribers each or whatever, and we were kind of like supporting each other, watching everybody's videos. And there's a few people that stood out. Most of those people have gone by the wayside, not real aligned to our work. But Christine is one of the people that really stood out for me. And when I started to watch her videos, I was like, oh my God, how can somebody so young have so much knowledge and wisdom? But then again, of course, I have my own answers because I've been working with psychic children, and back in the 1990s, I mean, I don't know if you were born in the 1990s, but whatever. I that was like the generation of the crystal children and the rainbow children. I was up at Lilydale. I took my son up there, because he was only 7, and I started to partake in some of the classes. I really fell in love with these kids. I just said they're so advanced. Now the crystal children are grown up. So Christine is now the third person of that generation. We had Virgo last week of psychedelic actualization. We had Lily Nova of Lily Nova Starseed. And now we have Kristina. So let me put the glasses on so I can actually read. So Christina Day is a uh, neo-shamanic healer and New Earth leader supporting starseeds, light workers, and other heart-centered individuals to release past conditioning of doubt, fear, and other self-sabotaging ways of being in order to step into personal power and full expression of their soul. And yeah, that I find just amazing. I find that really beautiful and really awesome. We all need to really step into our power and step into our soul. So, Christina, what exactly is multidimensionalism? How would you describe that, if I may ask? Okay, I don't know. Oh, okay, it froze a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
I,
so
I I think I heard your full question. Can you hear me and the image is back?
okay. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Now I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
okay. I think it because you pulled up that comment on the screen, it kind of bit froze the things.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
hear
It
me now?
shouldn't do that, but we've had a nice, interesting day with technology. Yeah. So, how would you describe a multidimensionalism?
Um, for me, honestly, multidimensionalism is is just us being us, and it's not just about us, multidimensional humans, but the whole, time space matrix and the whole universe is multidimensional. There's physical dimensions, energetical dimensions, vibration frequencies, and energy waves. So dimension for me is just, it's a matter of wavelength. um, so when it would talk about, a multidimensionalism as a human, it comes more to, different aspects of our being as a whole, right? This one which we observe with our physical eyes, just physical dimension, but there's emotional layer, mental, astral, celestial, universal, all of those different multidimensional bodies of ours that make up the physical manifestation in third dimension that we experience. So it's just simply for me different aspects of ourselves, of our nature.
Yeah, I agree also. I mean, I feel like we exist in this physical plane, but there's, infinite number of realities and universes that we can fit in. And when we become present, at least this is the way I see it, when we become present in our heart or become present in our whole, then we can start to expand our awareness into the other dimensional frequencies. It's like shifting the assemblage point or shifting our energetic point of perception, and then we can perceive greater things. And I also was curious because I've never heard the expression like a new earth leader, and that was really intriguing to me. What goes into being a new earth leader? Maybe we all are new earth leaders for all I know. I don't know. But how would you describe that, if I may ask?
Yeah, 100%. And it took me a while to get there to put it on my title, because when I started to offer my support as a business, as services, I never resonated with the word coach or teacher or whatever, because in my opinion, my viewpoint is I'm not here to teach what we already know, right? And
Mm.
I didn't want to kind of create the separation between myself, oh, I'm the teacher or I'm the coach or whatsoever, right? One of my main values and missions is to create unity. So for me, if we all are heart centered and we're starseeds and light workers, we're here to create a better world, right? The new earth, or whatever you want to call it, 5D Gaia. And the only way how we can create it, if we start focusing on it, right? Not trying to fight the old systems, but make it obsolete by creating the new one. And for that, we just need to step into our self uh, personal power, right? But somebody needs to lead people. Somebody needs to be that anchor point and a beaming light in the end of the corridor, uh, just to show people it's okay, it's fine, it's safe to take the step forward. So my mission, my role, the cause that I'm here to share is just simply to remind people why they incarnated, right? And to show that wait for the new earth, right? It's not something that I teach or whatever. I just empower people and lead them on their soul path, which they already know.
Right. I'm totally on the same page. I'm not. I hesitate to calling myself a teacher. Also, I mean, sometimes I do, but I think facilitator is a better word. That we all have the same knowledge. We're all on the same path. We're in different parts of our path, and we can really help each other to grow. Right. And from what I'm gathering from what you're saying, that's really what your role is. And yet again, to be able to find your life purpose at such a young age is great. And I was wondering if you had any like childhood experiences that really started to define, or maybe I should word it this way, if you had any experiences growing up or any specific experiences or trends of experiences that really in hindsight would have given you the message of what you're meant to do now or who you are right now.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I get often this question. But to be honest, when I look back at my childhood and my teenage years, it was pretty average, pretty, quote unquote, normal. Uh, However, when from a viewpoint, from the awareness that I have now, I think I never actually kind of fell asleep into the mass hypnosis of the corrupt matrix, because the world always felt to me like there's something up on this planet, like why there's so much suffering, and the money, the health, relationships, all of this felt a little bit wrong to me. And I got into self-development since the age of 13, right? Since basically we got computer at home, I started to learn from Bob Proctor, listen about law of attraction. So it was kind of gradual, me stepping into that power, because again, I never kind of fall asleep. I was always aware that there's higher power, something more. But for me, I will definitely say, as a child, um, I too I was very shy and very afraid to even raise my hand in a classroom, because at the age of 16, I remember a voice in my head, and now I know it was my higher self. I had almost no friends and was so feeling so sorry for myself that I'm living life of misery and so alone. And this voice comes through and says, why do you behave this way? What is it? This is not you. Stop it. Right? And I was like, holy shit, this is true. Like, I was suppressing myself because I took on programs from the culture, and also like the shyness, those aspects from my mother. And I was like, this really is not me, because my outer behavior did not reflect my inner fire and my certainty. So I think it was kind of, I had the suppression and conditioning. And yeah, at the age of 16, I was like, enough is enough. So I kind of, completely turned 180, and I give myself permission to step into my soul expression.
Wow, that's beautiful. I can relate to like everything that you're saying. I wish when I was 16 that my spirit guy would have like smacked me in the head to tell you the truth and said, why do you want to be like them? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why do you want to impress girls and all this stuff that I was doing at that age? It's like, yeah, but I can relate to all that. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to have you on the channel, because at, when I started to watch what you were saying, it's like this is the same thing that I would be saying also. You're just so relatable. I didn't even mention to you guys that English is Christine's what, your third language or something like that, or fourth language. So you're from Latvia. So I don't know if that's where you are right now, but but
Yeah, no, right now I am in Latvia, and English is my third language. So, but in Latvia and kind of, Europe, you're
yeah,
always speak English, and
this
then
is
the
true.
language of the country.
This is true. It's the world's kind of become that way, but it's just always impressive when somebody's you can use their third language better than I can use my first language. But that said, I think Pauline that she pretty much answered this question already, right? So that was really good. And yeah, and Laura was also saying how the relatable. I was the same way, afraid to speak up or whatever, very shy, very, I think it was like being very empathic, so you feel what other people are feeling about you, and being different and being subjected. I wasn't really subjected to bullying. For a little kid, I could defend myself really good, so that wasn't really an issue. But there's like the teasing and the emotional bullying and all that stuff that's going on. Um, um, so just wondering, because I've had like some very pronounced awakening experiences, and I was just wondering if there's anything that happened to you that was like a really profound shift. Like when I was 19, like I had this flash of white light when I was riding my bicycle, and I call it an awakening, but it's really just a shaking. My awakenings happen much later on, of course, but during that moment, I was just like I looked around and everything was the same but different, and I started crying. I was like 19 riding my bike, and the first thought in my mind, everything I thought was real is a complete lie. Now I need to know the truth. And that's where my spiritual journey began. I'd already started martial arts training, but then I got really serious about it, and then I did some experimenting. But I mean, you kind of answered this already, but if there's anything, specifically you wanted to add to share with them, we
Yeah,
definitely appreciate it.
yeah, 100%. And to answer, was it Pauline that was asking the trigger about
Yeah.
awakening? Yeah, so I wanted to add on to that, because there's different layers to awakening, right? There's awakening from the matrix, awakening to our power, awakening to energetics, spiritual awakening. So, at the age of 16, when I was like, what the heck, why I'm behaving, out of the old programs, this is not me, was kind of one of the first awakenings that I was like, all right, something registering in my mind. But my spiritual awakening only happened, I would say, 2017. So I always was, since the age of 16, I was like, that's it, I'm going to travel, because in Latvia, we have quite a poverty. So especially at that time, it was rarely when people would travel. So I remember, I had this dream. If I ever save up enough money to get to travel at least once in my life, it will be to United States, because in Europe they portray all the movies and that the states are dreamland. So I went to United States in 2018 to sell, or 2019 was it? Anyway, like when I was 20 or 21 years old, to sell books door to door, because I always wanted to travel and I wanted, to be my own boss. But there I broke my foot, and I also couldn't stay because I couldn't work. I broke my foot by walking, like literally had a fracture in my feet here. And I know, when I was reflecting back, I was having such a hard time to work 5 days or 6 days a week, 12 hours on our foot, knocking on doors with book bag. I was like, I cannot do this. This is so freaking hard. And I know that I manifested that, fracture in my foot, because I couldn't. And I was, searching for a way out. So I created it, So then in that moment, I was like, all right, something is, there is some power that I'm doing something. But anyway, I ended up leaving from States, traveling back home to Latvia. Imagine, 20-year-old. I lost my baggage on the way from Chicago to Nashville on a bus, never got it back. Then had to land in Poland. My dad picked me up from Poland, and then we drove to Latvia. I just remember I walked in home, literally made no money in that time except 42 bucks, lost all of my luggage,
Oh
invested
my God.
thousands of dollars, and I was like, man, if I can get through this shit, like I can do anything. So that was really empowering experience for me. But my spiritual, again, that was awakening for my confidence. um, when I left Latvia in 2017 January and went to Australia, I left my successful 9 to 5, where I already made it when I was like 23, 24. uh, Traveled other side of the world, where everything is literally upside down. I had major ego death, which I didn't know what it even is. But basically, the culture is away, friends are away. You have to rebuild yourself from scratch. What you eat, why you wear makeup, why you straighten your hair. I started questioning everything. So I rebuilt myself there, without taking anyone's opinion into account, but really how I desire to be.
Cool. So I just wanted to flash this because this is a good question. Speaking multiple language help like language come easier. I don't know. Maybe I need to learn another language, but I don't think it does. But I guess we're all different. That's
Yeah,
so. I mean,
that
in hindsight, that's kind of funny. I mean, yeah, I could see like a lot of other countries like America's the promised land, and certainly I love this country. Not to get me wrong, but there's a lot of issues here also, and I think being open and empathic in a way you probably came here probably like WTF? What are they talking about? Because I find Europeans to be a good deal more intelligent as a very gross, broad generalization. Let me put it that way. And there's a few reasons for that, but in any event, I have my questions written down, but well, you know what? You're also very adept at things like shadow work, shadow integration, which is something we do a lot of here also. And this lockdown period, that's when I doubled down on my shadow work, and I opened up a whole line of mother wounding that I didn't even know I had. So the last couple of years, it's been like a almost like another ego tear down and a rebuild. But yeah, what is your take on that? Why do you feel like that's such an important thing?
Yeah, I feel shadow work is really the foundational work for growth, right? Because shadow work is just simply us working with our unconscious, because there's something in the light which is conscious, which we are aware of, and then there's a whole bunch of things in unconscious which is in the shadow, right? Which is out of our awareness. So if we try to manifest or call in something into our life, and often we feel resistance, I'm gonna manifest, I don't know, 10K, 20K, often it comes to manifestation of money or love, but deep down inside there's fear or doubt or insecurity and a million stories why it's not gonna happen. Well, that's your sign that there's unconscious programming, wounding, belief, conditioning that is emanating from your bioenergy field, a frequency that is basically telling your desire, go away, right? So it neutralizes one another. So if we actually want to manifest and shape our life consciously, I believe every one of us would love to experience joy and love and, you know, pleasurable life as our default, then we must clear up those contradictions and trauma from our field, from our being on all levels: physical, mental, emotional. And honestly, because I was doing shadow work, and in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like trying to feel better about myself and my business and money. But the reason I did so much clearing on my belief systems, releasing my inner child wounding, and also cleansing my body, like detoxification, colon cleanses, and so on, I released a lot of dead frequency and density from my body, which then activated my psychic abilities. Because what? On multi dimensional layers, I have raised my frequency, which allowed me to become aware and perceive finer frequencies, and then to start to work with energy, and then eventually unlock light language as well.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, that's amazing about like cleaning your diet, like fasting, because we store all the stuff. So yeah. So you guys that are listening, see, I'm not the only one that says this stuff. Other people know this also. So do your shadow integration work. So important. And you can you know do affirmation to new manifestation until you're blue in the face. But if your subconscious isn't going to believe that, if you have unresolved shadows and subconscious belief systems to counter that, it's not going to work. And remember, and this is part of my take on multidimensionality also, is that what you want, it already exists. Everything already exists on different dimensions, different energy frequencies. So kind of like the wolf you feed. And I just remember having a Native American teacher. I think I was 23 at the time or 24. And he just says, we were hiking and he just out of the blue said, when we pray for rain, it rains. And then he goes on to saying, most people pray wrong. They say, please God or please Great Spirit, give me this. But all you're doing is you're reaffirming lack when you pray that way. When we pray, we feel the rain hitting our skin. We feel the rain hitting the land. We feel the corn growing, and we give thanks to the rain that's already happening, and it rains. So, so very good. Curious. Are there any specific teachers, like one or two teachers in particular, that have been especially inspiring for you?
Yeah, to be honest, there's not many, like, again, teachers that
Oh,
I
yeah.
look up to, because, again, it became to my awareness, the more I release the densities, the easier information comes to me from the quantum field. So often I just, you know, I'm very claircognizant, so I just know stuff sometimes, not sometimes, quite often. um and for me it was more of like a challenge. All right, I know so much, or I have different pieces of information, but I was struggling more to kind of ground it or bring it into a practical way. So for example, when I activated my light language, I had no idea what light language is. I remember it was September 2020, and a friend of mine sent me money hypnosis, and I never do hypnosis because I don't know, my mind resists them. But it was one of the hypnosis that actually worked on me, and it was money related. And within that session, I cleared a money, cultural money resentment. And the moment I was coming out of the session, I set up and I just started speaking light language 5 minutes straight, because this infinite energy was pouring through me, because I unblocked some sort of, you know, block within my energetical vessel. So I just spoke it, and in my head I heard light language. Google what is light language, right? I googled, and the first video was of one of the ladies, a YouTube video, what is light language, and it was a video from Tiffany Tin. I ended up doing a video, not video. I ended up doing session with her, like a healing session with her, and then eventually, she few months later she released a course on light language. So pretty much from September 2020 till December 2020, I was activating more and more my light language, and was like, what can I do with it? I have no idea. And then bam, you know, a course comes up. So I don't usually look for information. It finds me when I'm you know, it is time. So one of the people really who helped me with integrating and anchoring in my, you know, consciousness or like psychic abilities into practice was definitely Tiffany Tin. And another one is Christoph Melchizedek. So Christoph Melchizedek is from whom I learned all of the neo-shamanic and healing human hologram, like energy surgery stuff. Again, you know, there was some information I learned, but it was more about, all right, how do we actually turn what we already know into tools and use it in a practical way. So I would say those are two people that have helped me on my journey. But again, yeah, I always trust that the right information, the right person will come in.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I mean, the teacher within, right? You know, the teacher spirit. And I mean, I've had inspiration from people like Joe Dispenza, and then earlier, like Carlos Castaneda, when I first had my awakening, and Ram Dass. That's really good. I wanted to make sure I spent, you know, got a little bit of time in to talk about starseeds, because that's a really hot topic around here, and you obviously are one. If you want to like kind of chime in on that, or if there's any particular starseed groups that you feel very aligned to. Like I've always known I was Arcturian. Like even before I knew what Arcturians were, I always knew that I was Arcturian, even when I was a kid. And I used to stare at the big island of Hawaii on the map, and I'd stare at it in fascination. Then I learned later on that Kilauea is a portal for the Arcturians, as well as the Lemurians, which is on the 19.5 south Merkaba axis of the Earth. So, and any ones that you relate to, or?
Yeah, it's so funny that you mentioned Arcturian, Lemurians, because one of the like ET beings who connected with me first once I unlocked my psychic abilities were Arcturians. So I'm definitely very connected to Arcturus. Lemuria, very, very connected, but they are earth seeds. So there
Right.
are, you know, star seeds and earth seeds. So Lemuria, like for example, in the background, that's Lemurian High Priestess.
Not,
So they influence my soul frequency a lot. But when we speak about star seeds, um, I just want to you know, give the information to people who are listening that typically we'll have many, you know, incarnations and multiple star systems and so on. um, However, your current incarnation will be influenced by two main frequencies. One will be your original frequency, where your soul originated from, and then kind of the very recent incarnation before your this human incarnation, right? So you might have many, but the ones that will be resonating with your current human, they will be like two predominant. um so for me, my two predominant right now is mantis being and Pleiadians. But I'm also very connected to Syrians and Arcturians. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things, but I'm mainly focused now on bringing Pleiadian frequency here.
And I can totally see Played in you, totally. And when I do the channeling with the master teachers, they're interdimensional, so they work with a lot of these different groups, and probably with you also, for that matter. When the Pleiadians come in, they always show me dolphins, so I've always associated dolphins with Pleiadian. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's just how my energetic system interprets it, but that's good. Another thing you also talked about, neo shamanism and healing, like working with the holographic bodies or the energy bodies. And do you want to shed a little bit more light on that? Because I always find energy healing, like I learned how to do like distance healing, just connecting with somebody's fields, and then spirit kind of channels through me. But we all have our techniques, so how did that all come about? And well, I think you kind of answered that a little bit in the beginning, but if you want to shed a little bit more detail, this
Yeah,
is
100.
part of your work too. Yes.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, neo shamanism is something that I learned from Christoph Melchizedek. He has his own neo shamanic society school. Um, but basically, for anyone listening, shamanism, obviously we know what is shamanism. New means new. So classical shamanism is working with the mother energies, with spirits. New, it means we work with mother energy, mother earth, but also with the father sky, with the cosmic energies, right? So we integrate the two. Now the human hologram is, as I said in the beginning, we are living in this holographic reality, right? So it's not that, for example, our human has aura. It's our body that grows out of aura, out of light body, right? And it's just manifesting the third dimensional dimension. I mean, so for me, when I will do energy surgery, I work directly on somebody's hologram, right? So, for example, Reiki is sending to energy, high vibrational energy to somebody, is like performing an energy flush, right? So Reiki will be equal to going to a GP, right, for health checkup, but it doesn't necessarily remove the cause root, the cause program, the distortion, the crooked chakra. With neo shamanism, I go specifically, all right, that what I'm being shown, there's implant or stuck emotion or trauma, or the chakra is not perceiving light in a healthy manner. So we'll restore it, clean it, and the idea is to remove the very thing that is preventing the energy from flowing naturally, so that we can become clear vessel of light and return into alignment with our soul path, and start manifesting more easily, versus manifesting all of our unconscious stuff. So that is a nutshell. So yeah, healing human hologram is more like going to a surgeon who will address a specific thing.
That's beautiful. Very, very awesome. Yes. And I agree. So, of course, we have to ask you, how do you see your work, helping people in the future, and helping people with their awakening and stuff like that? And and also if you have any like courses coming up or mentorship programs or things that you wish to share, please. We all want to know.
Yeah, so before addressing, my vision, I'll just give a quick breakdown about what I do now. So there are different ways of working with me. Is I do have a lot of self-paced courses. One of the basic ones will be 5-day frequency reset, how to reset your frequency, right? Not just to raise your frequency, but reset on mental, emotional, physical levels. Obviously, whole course on shadow work, whole course on understanding your true identity, right? Not the ego made up identity. So those are made like courses. But also, if you want to receive direct support from me, obviously the Healing Human Hologram. There's one-time session that I offer, or the full journey, which is like 3 months, and there's also another session that I wearing corporate jinkies, because jinkies actually has been a huge part of my journey, realizing my shadows and purpose of my soul. So I highly recommend, if people haven't seen jinkies, to check theirs out. I do incorporate it in one of my sessions. So those will be the best ways of working with me, either courses, either the Healing Human Hologram. But where I am headed in terms of my vision, Adam, is, to be honest, and so funny, we talk about multidimensionality. I'm also very multi-passionate, right? So I don't necessarily see myself as doing just this work. I'm also very, techy and businessy, and I love supporting other business entrepreneurs with growing their businesses. At the same time, for example, I'm being called to start creating music, and I know that something like creating events. I have done a couple of events here in Latvia, but I definitely am more called to start doing bigger events. So there's these are some of the things that are in my field, and I know they will come to fruition. It's just like everything needs to be kind of step by step, because for me, I've really understood it's not about what I teach or how I support, but it is about who you be, right? What do I embody? The codes, the how much light I receive and I hold. And even if I stop doing all the online services now and all the online presence, I know I will be supporting humanity in such a great capacity just by freaking doing work on my own, on myself, and releasing the densities and anchoring these new vibrations of new earth into the grid of Gaia, so that those codes are being shared to other people into their unconscious and start to awaken them. So that is the greatest service that I know that I'm doing, no matter what my human is doing or what my services are. And I just shared this to empower everyone how important it is to do the work on yourself. And then even if you do nothing, you sit on a couch, but anchor light, you are providing huge service and value to humanity and to Mother Gaia.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, we need more people like you. We need to anchor the light. It was about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I was meditating. The trees started to talk to me and saying things like how they're here not just to to balance the oxygen and CO2, but to balance the energy between the earth, Gaia energy, and cosmic energy. And now that there's less trees, the more of us that do that work, we're actually helping the trees. We're actually helping nature. So connecting with nature. But that is so fascinating. Oh my God. And on the screen, we have Kristina's contact info. If you want to get more details about her work, her YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you guys subscribing, checking her videos out, and things like that. And would you like to do a little bit of an activation for us at this time? Awesome.
All right. So what we're gonna do for activation? One second. Is I tuned in and I asked, what will be the best way, what will be the best service for the collective, for the group, and it really came to me that if we would focus on just activating and bringing all of you guys who are tuning in into the frequency of this video, to just gently start activating the codes of you the codes that are ready to be awakened, right? And for each person, it's going to be different, right? So I'm going to guide you in a quick activation with light language. And all you need is just to sit down, close your eyes, and receive. And the most important thing, when you will hear me speak light language and sometimes English. English is for your mind. Light language is for your soul and your heart. So do not try to um, understand it, because light language is the language of the energy, language of the universe. It's not designed for the mind is our tool to operate in third dimensional, physical reality. So it's not that mind is incapable, it just serves a different purpose. So just let go of any control or any expectations, and just, yeah, have a open heart to receive. All right. um Adam, if I just could ask you to put yourself on mute, because sometimes I go into like very high pitch singing or something, so that there's no feedback or echoing. Yeah, perfect. You're on mute now. All right. So in that case, I would invite everyone to just close their eyes, find themselves in a comfortable position, making sure that your spine is straight. So whether you're lying or sitting upright, just making sure that the spine, your column of light is straight for the energy to flow. And just starting to observe your breath, feelings, thoughts, physical sensations, and allowing them to be. Withdrawing the senses from the outside world and going within. Now we're going to take a nice deep 3 cleansing breaths together. The first one, we're going to be breathing in into our heart. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So breathe in through the nose into the heart. Expanding your heart, your chest, all the way up to your throat. Now hold and gently release through the mouth. Release, release, release. Return to ease. Beautiful. The next in breath is going to be into our second brain, our gut. So again, breathing in through the nose. Breathe in, expanding your gut, expanding your belly, all the way up to a heart. Big Buddha belly. Now hold, expanding your capacity to receive and hold light. And release. Feel how good it feels to release. And allow the energy to flow. Beautiful. And the last in breath is going to be into our brain. So breathing in through the nose, into the brain. Filling up our brain with the light, with the oxygen. Filling up our head space and mind with the light. Now holding and allowing that light to dissolve, or the clouds and thought forms, distortions, and gentle release through the mouth. Just with your intention, releasing all the densities and tension through the feet from your body, through the feet down into the earth. Allowing earth to take it to recycle. Beautiful. And just observing your thoughts, feelings, and emotions now. How just in a few breaths you became more present, more aligned, more calm. Beautiful. So now bringing your awareness to your root chakra, located at the bottom of your spine. Just bringing your awareness. You might see color, you might feel it, you might sense it. Whatever way it comes to you is perfect, or you might feel nothing. That's totally fine. Now, with your intention, we will be breathing in through the nose into the bottom of our spine. So breathe in, fill up your root chakra with the light and oxygen, and breathe out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, send the energy cord into the earth and breathe out. See, feel, know how beautiful laser beam of light is going down, 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 through the layers of the earth, going deeper and deeper and deeper, connecting you with the crystalline ley lines of Mother Gaia, connecting you with the crystalline core of fifth dimensional Mother Gaia. Beautiful. Just taking a second to connect. And now on your in-breath, just like a drinking from a straw, bringing this energy back up. So drawing the energy from the crystalline core of the earth. Breathe in. Up, 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 up. Through the ley lines, through the earth layers, through your feet, entering your root, sacral, solar plexus, your heart, throat, third eye, crown. Gently let go. Now breathe in again from the crystalline core. Draw up all the way to the crown. And on your exhale through the mouth, we're going to shoot this energy up into the source. And exhale. Shoot it up. See, feel, know how beautiful laser beam of light is going up, 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 up through the clouds, through the sky, connecting you with the galactic central sun and the farther sky. Beautiful. And now again, last inhale, as you breathe in, draw the energy from the galactic central sun down towards your body. So breathe in and draw the energy into your crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral root, and on the exhale, shoot it down into the core of the earth. And exhale. Beautiful. Sukarene kise karane karane kuse kerene karane kasi kasi kurene karane kurene kise kerene kus. And as you keep maintaining this beautiful column of light between Father Sky and Mother Gaia, remembering as you continue to breathe in, these energies are flowing to and through you, anchoring you, guiding you, nurturing you, and protecting you. And just with your intention, and as you're breathing in, so breathe in from both of the sources into your heart, filling up your whole body. And as you exhale, expanding that column of light beyond your heart, expanding it beyond your physical body and beyond your living space, creating a strong, stable column of light, protecting you, nurturing you, and allowing only beings and energies of highest love and highest love to come in to guide you, nurture you, and protect you. I invite all the souls who are tuning in into the frequency and bandwidth of this energy transmission to join us into one circle to form a group. Dear Mother Gaia, Father Sky, Galactic Central Sun, Guardian Alliance, dear Archangel Michael, please, I ask humbly for your guidance and support to create a bubble of light, a hologram of light all around us for protection and guidance, holographically encrypted by the Guardian's code, source of code. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For each soul to receive the needed codes aligned and needed as guided by their higher self at this time for their highest good on their soul path. Now, for each frequency to activate the necessary coding and program of the original soul blueprint to awaken that is available or to be awakened at this time. And I invite all the beautiful beings, Andromedans, Arcturians, Mantis, Pleiadians, Syrians, dragons, Sekarana Kurana Kasi, Rena Karana Kirunuku, Sekarana Kurana Karana Kuranake, Sekarana Kiranukusa Sisu Kuranaka, to join us now, please. And any other being of light, extraterrestrial of light, Sukarana Kiranana Kuranaka, soul families that have starseed children here who are tuning in from Earth right now into this energy transmission and are ready to receive and reconnect and recalibrate and realign back with their soul path. Orion beings, Sukaranaki, Kuranakata, Sikiranaka, angelics, fairies, elementals, Erenakisa, Arenaku, Suranakira Nakazisa, Iranaku, Siara, Anaku, Siarana, Sukarini, Suka Araniki, Asinka, Uaranaka, Sukarine, Hasiku, what is being done right now is that Andromedans, together with Arcturian Council of Light, is working and providing recalibration and updates and sort of clearing of frequencies and densities in your on your third eye, as well as working on your brain, the neural cortex. So that you are becoming more aligned and more sensible to be able to perceive finer, higher frequencies of light. Simultaneously, Syrians, Tukarana Karana Kirana Kuran, Sekerena Kurana Karana Kurana Karanaki, Sukurene Karana Kuranaka, Sekirena Kosa, Tekarana Kisa, Kuranaka, Sukarana Kirana Kuna Karakara. And are infusing frequencies which are looking like a swirling light, like a small, almost like a vortex or like small storm of wind. Basically, I'm seeing your soul path, and everything that is on one side of the soul path or another is a distraction or something that is taking away you away from the soul path is now being cleared or kind of disturbed, creating the turbulence so that it can be cleared and released out of your energetical being. So for some of you, it might trigger to do the shadow work. It might trigger to do the healing, the purging process. So then it becomes more easy for you to realign with your original soul blueprint. Just taking a nice deep breath in from the through the nose till the bottom of your feet. So breathe in, feeling your whole body with the light, with the oxygen all the way up to your crown. And as you breathe it out into the crystalline core of the earth gently. Integrate. Just taking a couple of seconds to stabilize, still maintaining the column of light from the Father Sky into the earth. There are 2 more things that we're gonna do. Now, we're gonna be activating your coding, your golden body. It feels like almost like a not golden body, but the codes are golden, which are laying in the layer of your bioenergy field, which is connected with your soul blueprint, with your soul family. Ekerena kusta kerana ki kusta karana ku. Ekerono kusa kirana ki sakiru kuta sa. Erana kusa kita inikorana ki takirano kusa. Takiruno huranaka sikarana ku hasirana kusi arana sikaranaka. Tu karana kisa karana kusi karana kata kurana sa. Sakur arana eronoku hiranuku sa erana ki arunaku sukarana kita ku. You are the answer, dear one. You hold the keys. You are the keys. The kirana kisa kirana ko erana kasa karana ki ta karana kasa. Kurana kirana ka si erana kurana ki sa irana kurana kirana ka sekarana kurana kirana ka kurana karana karu kusa karana kirana kurana ki takarana kurana ka sakara kurana ki takara kurana kataki karana kutaki sekarana ka sukurana kirana kurana ka sikerana kurana ku sekarana kurana ka takarana kita kata Takarana ki sakarana ka sakarana korana ka sakurana ki asakarana kerana korana ka alerana ka no korana kana karana kerana korana ka. So the first thing that we did is activating the codes, which are specific your soul frequency codes, which are acting as a key codes. Sakarana kerana karana ka. Only your consciousness, only your soul frequency holds it. Do realize your uniqueness. And the second thing that has been done is working on your energetical DNA strand, activating your dormant DNA, raising the frequency of your original soul blueprint, which has DNA. DNA is simply frequency that is programmed as a template. Activating your higher dimensional, multidimensional consciousness DNA that remained dormant for so long, just simply because you were not ready and it was not necessarily for you to become aware or use that, so to speak, power or ability or the capacity of perception. But now, there, once you are ready, and all of this is being just activated just dusted and awakened in accordance to your highest good, as guided by your divine self. Nothing is imposed onto you. Everything is by your own choice. You always are in power. It is time to awaken. To remember why you came. And to stop feeding the normality of suffering. This is not why you incarnated. You incarnated to transcend. This simply was an experience for you to learn the human ways. But now we transmute, we release, and we choose better for yourself and the rest of the world. It is all within you. You do not have to search. You just need to stop resisting and allow yourself to receive. Receive that which you always have desired, but conditioning told you you're not ready, you're not worthy, you're not good enough. We release that unhelpful experience and stories. Your innate power is your sovereignty. Your innate power is working with your consciousness and shaping your reality to your desired expression and fullness of your soul frequency. Beautiful. And right now, I'm just gonna invite the angelic beings, their angels and archangels, to please come in. And to vacuum, clear, and sweep any residual frequencies, distortions, densities that do not belong, that have been cleared and are on their way out. To please clear and release this back to the source and into the void, for dissolving this to light and neutralizing within this collective consciousness group, as guided by their higher self for the highest good of all involved. Sekerene kurana ka sakarana kurini ki sekerene kerana ko sekerene karana karana ki serana ko sasu sakasu hirana hasahi hasu. Seki ai era aseha no kureniki saka. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So beautiful group, dear ones. Just taking a nice deep breath in till the bottom of your feet. So breathe in. Oh. all the way up, 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 all past your chakras, all the way up to the crown, the top of your head. Now hold. As you hold, you're receiving and expanding your capacity to receive. Hold light and then activating new codes, soaking up all of this energy, and gently release. Send the energy residue down into the earth. Integrate. Releasing all last unnecessary pieces and frequencies simultaneously as integrating the new activated and embodied new way of being, new light consciousness, sukarenakis, unity consciousness, love, light frequencies, in accordance to each and every one individual soul involved, in accordance to their soul path and soul mission. Sikaranaku, sukaranaka. And transmission is now being complete. Sakareniki aronoku sukuranaka sikerenaka. And as we're coming to completion, I would love to invite each and every one of individuals to tune in into their hearts and choose a high vibrational frequency, whether it's love, bliss, joy, gratitude, acceptance, whatever it is for you. Choose high vibrational frequency and send this as a thank you to all the beings of light who have worked with us today to assist with this activation and clearing, as a gratitude, as a thank you. Do not think, but simply feel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Mantis beings, fairies, elementals, dragons, angelics, Mother Gaia, Father Sky, and any and all beings and spirits of light that may have assisted us with this clearing and activation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, directly or indirectly. Our gratitude cannot be expressed in words, only through our hearts. Thank you so much. And your high vibrational frequency just helps to seal and lock and seal all the frequencies that you just received. Thank you, thank you. And all the beings of light may respectfully return back to your boat now. And the higher chakras of the receivers may come to rest now. And everyone just taking a nice deep breath in once again into your body. Holding and releasing. Slowly starting coming back to your body, to your conscious mind. Starting to move your fingers, your toes, your nose. Stretching if you need to. And as you do that, I will just say a clearing invocation that any and all bonds, cords, and connections that have been created consciously or unconsciously throughout this transmission and upgrade of light is now to be cleared, deleted, undone, and dissolved back to source. Dissolved down to nothing. Each and every one of us is a sovereign being of light. And just clear yourself with the violet flame all around you to just make sure there's no bonds or connections or cords with other people. You are sovereign being. Beautiful. So again, taking a couple of breaths if you need to. Opening your eyes when you're ready. And coming back. Sorry, I think we went a little bit over time.
Oh wow. You guys, that was a very strong transmission. Make sure you're drinking your water today. Make sure you're eating light today also. And I recognize at least 3 sets of beings because they work with me also. So you probably were doing even more that I don't recognize. I could identify 3 different forms of light language in there. I want to say, so I don't know who they're from, but just from being new to this work myself, I kind of recognize that. So yeah, that was really good. So yeah, is there anything that you wish to say in closing before we get on with our merry ways?
You mean in closing specifically to activation or just generally
Well,
speaking?
just in general, yeah, just in general.
Yeah, no, it was first of all such a pleasure to
Thank you.
share. So thank you,
Yes,
Adam, for inviting me and connecting me with your beautiful audience. It's such a pleasure to connect with you all, guys. Um, if you guys resonate with my frequency and what I share, I would love to see you on either my YouTube, Spiritual Selfish, or my Instagram. And yes, always remember that there's impossible for you not to know what to do. We just need to stop looking and relying on the outside world or people, situations, sort of approvals to tell us what to do, but really just tuning in into our heart as our GPS and our solar plexus, which is the personal power. And yeah, we don't have time to waste on fear or doubt. We're here to create a totally new world, and there's not many souls. We're not at 50% edge yet. Um, so every soul, every heart consciousness matters. So embrace it. You are so powerful, you're so needed, so don't ever doubt yourself.
absolutely. Great message. So Christina's contact info is right on the screen. When this becomes a video, it'll be on the pinned comment. I'll also link my latest transmission. We did a live taped transmission earlier, and it's now a video on the master teachers coming through and augmenting your frequency so you can connect with your spirit guides. So I'm going to link that also. And yes, check her out. So we're going to close up. Yeah, we went a little bit over, but oh well. Time flies when you're having fun. So thank you so much, Christine. We really appreciate this. Next up later in the month, it's going to be Glenn Kidd, who's both a psychic medium and a musician. So I'm really excited to have him on. So that's our next guest later on in the month. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank
Aloha.
you, everyone.
See you at
Bye.
the next video. Bye.